Welcome back to the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti. We have an important midterm election coming up, and when you vote, you'll be voting on new voting machines. We'll talk about that with Jennifer Hill, who is a lobbyist and program director of Common Cause Delaware. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Let's talk about what Common Cause is first.
Common Cause is a not-for-profit, nonpartisan good government organization. We're a national organization. We've been around since 1972, and we work on a lot of issues, including campaign finance, voting, and other ethics issues. You may have heard some of our national cases, such as the case that we sued the president about his campaign donation to Stormy Daniels, and that made national news, so a lot of people are aware of that.
And here in Delaware, you've made news recently because you were involved in the new voting machines.
Yes, the new voting machines actually have not been delivered yet, so they won't be voted on until the spring. So this election, we're still going to be using the same voting system that we had. I know it's hard to believe, but we are going to be using the old machines one more time. So
I just read an article that said they were going to be ready for the midterm. So
yeah, well, there's some that is not correct, because the machines had to be ordered and they weren't. The final decision wasn't made until September.
Why are the new voting machines important? What was the matter with the way that people were voting?
The current voting machines are what they call direct electronic recording, which means that the vote is recorded basically on a little cassette that is plugged into a machine similar to a Sega Genesis or a GameCube. So it's very old technology. And there's a couple problems. There's no way to validate whether or not an individual actually voted. The machine keeps totals of votes, but you can't tell individual votes. And also the machines...
Stop there for 1 second. Why is that important?
In the event that there's a close contest in an election, you would want to be able to go back and audit it or recount, and there's no way to do that currently. The only thing you could go back and do is check the totals that the machine reported that were counted from the machine. So it's like a, you could validate it, but it would really only be going back to the machine to validate what is on the cartridge.
Could an individual make certain that their vote was tallied a certain way? Could they ask for a validation of that?
No, there's no way to do that with the current system.
With the current system,
right.
But in the new system, could they do that?
Well, possibly. In the new system, you will get something that they're called, and I have a picture of it here to show you. It's going to be also going to be a machine, and there's going to be a card that you will insert, but it's not called a ballot, it's called a vote summary card. So conceivably, you could pull that out, and then the voter could say, yes, those are the buttons I pushed. This was, this was recorded correctly. But since this is a new system, we don't quite know yet how that will work.
You have one more election coming up, and
right.
So that is a little disconcerting.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in. I'm happy that by the spring this sounds like it's going to be fixed.
We hope so.
Thanks again, Jennifer Hill, lobbyist and program director of Common Cause Delaware. The Delaware Way is coming right back.